Hello everyone, today my group and I will be explaining about the culture of Singapore. I will first start off with explaining about the Singapore's customs. So first, the local customs of Singapore is actually a blend of multiple ethnic influences which includes the Chinese, Malay, Indians and more. And the following are examples of popular Singaporean customs. The first is when meeting a person or a Singaporean formally or informally, it is required that they shake hands firmly even when departing, as this shows a sign of respect. Next is taking off shoes before entering a person's house, and this also applies to other areas such as temples and mosques. Next is to never pinpoint someone or something, as it can be seen as disrespect, and therefore it is better to raise your hand instead for indication. Next is the fact that tipping is not customary in Singapore, as most restaurants and places already add a 10% service charge, which therefore signifies that tipping is generally discouraged. Next is to not stick the chopsticks upright in the bowl when you are eating, as it is considered as bad luck. The last one is casual clothes such as shorts and t-shirts are very acceptable at most places. However, it is encouraged for people to use formal outfits and dresses for higher end restaurants and events to show respect to other guests in the place or the event itself.
Hello, my name is Pramudito, and I'm going to continue the presentation, moving on to Singapore festivals that celebrate their culture. So there are two types of festivals in Singapore. The first one is religious festivals that celebrate the culture of Singapore that is highly influenced by a large number of religious festivities taking place all around the year. The second one is the cultural festival that celebrates the Singapore culture itself. So the public holiday list of Singapore is a reflection of the country's racial, religious, and linguistic diversity, and these are some of them. Among the assured ones, there is Chinese New Year's, Islam's Eid al-Fitr, Hindus Diwali, and Buddhist Vesak Day or the Death of Buddha, as well as Christians Good Friday, Christmas, and New Year's Day. Other celebrated festivals are Pongal, Thaipusam, Buddha Jayanti, and Hari Raya Haji. And among cultural festivals, there is Singapore Food Festival every year from Junan to Julayan. The second one is the Singapore Art Festival every January and Singapore Night Festival, which comes alive with different themes every year for 2 weekends in August. The Buddhists celebrate the Hungry Ghost Festival and offer eatables to the spirits of their deceased. And the last one is the Mid-Autumn Festival or the Lantern Festival, which is one of the largest celebrations in the country, which marks the 15th and the last day of the Chinese New Year festivities.
Okay, so my name is Andy Adrian, and I will continue the presentation. And the next part will be about the language of Singapore. So Singapore has four official language, English, Malay, Tamil, and Mandarin Chinese. And being a former colonial country, English is the most commonly spoken and written language in Singapore. And English in Singapore is used in public service, administration, trade, commerce, and also in the judicial system. And in writing, Singapore follow British English, but however, the daily spoken version of Singaporean English is quite different from others. And locally, it's called Singlish. And in Singapore, although Malay is the national language of the country, only 50 to 70% of Singaporeans speak the language, and it is officially present in the Singaporean national anthem, in military commands and orders, and some other place only. And most Singaporeans are bilingual. They can speak reasonable good English, and one of the three other language as their mother tongue. Okay, thank you.
Okay, so now it's about the folk dance and music. So the range of dance comprising traditional as well as contemporary is a reflection of the diversity of the culture in Singapore. Predominated by the Chinese community, the island population also consists of Indians, Malays, and Indonesians, highlighting Singapore as a multicultural country. Lion dance by the Chinese community is performed during various festivities like New Year, while the Malay national dance, Zapin, is popular among Malays. One can even find Indian Bharatanatyam and Kathak being taught in multiple schools in Singapore. Undoubtedly, this is one of the best places to experience Western-style performing arts, including opera and ballet, with the courtesy of the Symphony Orchestra at Esplanade Theatres on the Bay, which offers free jazz and opera performances occasionally by the water's edge. The island is also known to host a range of music festivals like Mosaic Music Festival And the cutting edge baby beats every year, attracting various international stars and rock bands from overseas.
Now I'll be continuing the presentation by talking about the cuisine culture of Singapore. As far as I know, Singapore is not a cheap place to live, but it is known to be a very pocket-friendly place to eat. Food can be found from street stalls to cafes up to the level of high-end restaurants. As Singapore is inhabited by people from many different ethnicities, their cuisine varies from Chinese, Indonesian, Indian, and also Malay dishes. And despite being a cosmopolitan hub, Singapore serves all kinds of cuisines. Hawker centers are the specialty of Singapore and a must-visit destination for tourists as well, where a wide variety of flavors are available to be enjoyed in mostly open-air communal seating. Although the idea of hawker centers are rooted in Singapore's unparalleled street food heritage, the largest of the centers, which sits on the second floor of Chinatown complex, is home to the world's cheapest Michelin-starred meal at only $2 which is a plate of soy sauce chicken, rice, and or noodles. And in addition to that, seafood, pork or lamb skewers, and noodles or broth-based dishes are mostly in demand. For example, laksa is the common street food, which is basically a bowl of rice noodles with prawns or fish cakes. Among drinks, tiger beer is a popular choice for drinkers and for most people. Even we Indonesians love the teh tarik, which is the traditional Singaporean black tea with milk made by aerating it between 2 cups. So that is all for our presentation regarding the culture of Singapore. We hope that this presentation can give you an insight about the fascinating culture of Singapore. Thank you.